Hello, hello. It looks like we are live. I am Alexi. I will be the keeper for this game. We are here playing Empire City, Apocalypse Keys, Unsleeping Metropolis, session 3 of 4. This is a game organized through the Gauntlet community. Check out everything that the Gauntlet is doing at gauntlet-rpg.com or on Twitter at GauntletRPG, and definitely keep an eye out for the next Gauntlet Community Open Gaming, a great chance to play games with the Gauntlet. The game we're playing tonight is Apocalypse Keys. This is a Hellboy-inspired RPG of monsters holding back the apocalypse. It's created by Jamila Najani of Sword Queen Games and in production with Evil Hat. So we're super excited to get to be playtesting this, playing with the play materials they've made available. The setting we are using is Empire City. That is a version of New York City that a number of Gauntlet series have been set in. Various urban fantasy stories, such as Urban Shadows, now Apocalypse Keys, and I believe there's some others on the way. So basically, it's a take on Manhattan, New York City, that we get to put our own supernatural stamp on. And let's next meet our wonderful cast of players. So we'll do first a round of intros of the players themselves. If you would like to share your name, your pronouns if you wish, and your online handle if you so desire, that would be wonderful. I'm Alexi, he, him, and you can follow all of my gaming endeavors online at Cloven Pine Games. Let's see. Stephen, will you introduce yourself next?
Hey there, I'm Steven, he, him. That's it.
Very good. Greg, you're up next.
I'm Greg. I also use he, him pronouns. You can find me most everywhere as Group Soliloquy.
And over to you.
Hey, I am Ferret or Sawyer. I use any pronouns because I am greedy and just enjoy it. And you can find me, if you'd like, at Fairtime Games.
Very good, very good. Last but not least, Jesse, tell us about yourself.
Yes, I am Jesse. My pronouns are he and him, and don't find me. I'm good here.
Very good, very good. Let's meet our characters next. So we took a week off in the midst of the month, and now we're coming back. So please remind any audience and your fellow players of what your character's deal is. Definitely mention kind of what we're picturing when we picture them moving around in the story, and a little bit about what the darkness demands of you. And I'll also ask you to tell me what advance you've taken, because we all got an advance during this break. So I'd love to hear about what new move or other advance you've got going on here. Stephen, tell us about your summoned, if you would.
Yeah, hey there, I'm Newt Nightbreath, he, him. Last session we found out that actually we don't work for division, we work for a division of division, which was a surprise to me. I agreed to go on a date, I guess, with Yawa. I don't know, it's to a club. What do you wear to a club? I'm probably gonna go in black tie. I don't have that, but I guess I'll have to get it. Right. And I'm the summoned, as we said. My destiny is to fall in love with the harbinger of. Oh no, that's the other one. My destiny, the prophecy that haunts me, is that when I fall in love for the last time, an ancient door of power will open in my heart and destroy the world. I was stolen away by the Fae when I was young. I have green skin and a long tail. I'm kind of large with a sort of monstery build, kind of a hunch. And I have eyes of cold as silver. The move I took was together we are destiny. When I seek to defy the prophecy, I can declare a new destiny and ask each other player if they'll defy prophecy with me.
Amazing.
And there's a lot there. but so I'm not going to read that all.
It's an amazing trigger, though. Let's make sure to give you some prophecy to defy. Then, perfect. I look forward to this. Wonderful. Thank you so much, Newt. Let's meet our next character, Yawachika. Yeah. So, Ferret, tell us about the Surge.
Yawachika is just an average person who was raised in a group that defied the supernatural, sacrificed by a corrupt elder mother superior, and the sacrifice went awry, and now he is the host of a sliver of an eldritch being, which should be enough to level the world, but he just keeps it under control. And I believe the darkness demands of him to become the servant of the greatest harbinger of the apocalypse. And the move he took was a very simple one by the Surge's standards, but my darkness is never leashed. Now when he unleashes the dark, he may also choose from a new list, even on a miss.
Ooh, powerful. I guess we'll just need to put some, some problems directly in your way that you'll have to unleash the dark against.
Well, as Newt said, like last time things happened, I mean, I crushed the person who was betraying us. I brought us across the veil several times. We dealt with a spirit. I'm pretty sure I can use my powers for anything. Let's just get creative.
All right. Will do. Great to have Yawachika here. What a terrible thing to have to experience, though, that someone you cared about tried to sacrifice you to gain power for herself. That's a real low down move, I gotta say. Let's turn to our next monster here. Greg, will you tell us about the Shade?
Yes, I'll be playing Untitled, who also uses he, him pronouns. Untitled is the only monster who has this whole thing under control. Where the other monsters are flitting off and flying off the handle, Untitled has this all under control. Absolutely. Nothing's going to go wrong. And so Untitled is a walking art exhibit. He was killed in a performance art piece. And passed through the veil, but did not truly die. So he walks the earth as sort of this living gray-black cloud in a suit. He's spoken to the dead. He's taken on the shape of the dead. He's got quite a few interesting powers, but he becomes closer and closer to actually like being flesh and blood the more he falls in love, which is interesting because he got pretty flesh and blood last time. So the new move that I took is Harrowing Beauty, which I believe is from the Fall. No, not the Fallen. The Last. Which allows me to peel away the mask of humanity. So what little humanity Untitled still has, he can now peel away and reveal the horrifying alien thing that he is. And this will basically stun and stagger an opponent. But to do so marks a condition.
So I see you've already got two
more
conditions
difficult
marked.
than looking into a living abstract art piece.
Yeah. It's pretty startling, right? It kind of knocks you back on your feet. Yeah. And Untitled is already, half gone. So
you're feeling vicious and obsessed.
Yes. Well, more than usual. So, yeah.
All right. So and as we know, if you mark all your conditions, you hit your breaking point. We'll keep an eye on whether that's on the horizon here.
And then I might actually get to mark ruin.
Oh, man. One other thing about Untitled is you have this ghostly companion that never speaks, but
True.
still
Yes, the
communicate
artist
somehow
follows
to
me
you.
at all times.
Yeah.
In a you know, a ghostly. I'm imagining kind of force ghosty, kind of blue aberration, just kind of out of periphery of the shade.
The artist is present indeed. All right. Let's meet the last of this crew of monsters. Jesse, will you tell us about the Fallen?
Yes. I am playing Biff Brown, who's a starting pitcher for the New York Mets, but is also the Norse god Odin, who has been kind of slumming it since he snuck out the back door right before Ragnarok, and has been seeking the worship of humans in all kinds of different ways ever since. And now it is through the adoration of crowds as he strikes out batter after batter with his Greg Maddux levels of control and deception on the mound. I mean, he is a slimy and manipulative son of a bitch. He no question, although he's had occasional moments of connection with fans and sort of enjoys all kinds of adoration, whether earned or not. And most recently, it turns out that our division of division, as Newt called it, is headed up not actually by someone who is appointed by division, but by a homunculus I created. But let's say it this way. It's kind of taking on a life of its own.
Yeah. So this was the big reveal at the very end of our previous session that Director Nagel of Division, the reason he looks so much like Biff is that he is a light homunculus Biff has created for this purpose. But in the role that established this, you rolled quite low, and so. What did the move specify exactly?
You lose control of the lie and the spark of divinity you use to create it. The keeper will tell you what happens next. Prepare for the worst. Great. I don't believe you actually told us exactly what happens next, except for that I have lost control of the lie.
Yeah. And light homunculi always turn evil if Star Trek has taught us anything.
And I took a new move, which is a flickering hope from the last playbook, as I am the last of the Norse gods. At the start of each session, I can describe a memory I have of my people, choosing to speak with sorrow, love, or both. And I roll some dice, and then some stuff can happen depending on the results of that die roll.
Super cool. Yeah. So, I think that we're gonna keep on a shelf that fallout, right, from Biff's move, because now we know something new about Director Nagel, and that's kind of that's a gun lying on the mantelpiece. But yeah, I'd love to turn to this new start of session move, see if it goes any better for you, as we see where. Let's first get a little glimpse of the present, right? Where is Biff in New York when he reminisces about the old Norse pantheon?
It's like a weird thing. I think he's on the subway. And we've established this is the off season, that baseball is not currently happening. And I think I'm coming back from an off-season gathering with some of my teammates who are in town. And we were drinking and eating and being being boisterous, and talking about all the awesome things that happened last season and avoiding talking about all the terrible things that happened last season, because we are the New York Mets after all. I think what I'm remembering is like a similar kind of moment in Asgard, as I'm like on the subway back to wherever it is exactly that I live. I haven't quite established that, but I imagine it is somewhere quite nice and downtown, close to the Flatiron Building. And I'm speaking with both love and sorrow here, even though the moment I'm remembering was quite joyful, right? But it's not capturable again. I think it's specifically the memory is of drinking with Frere. I can never pronounce any of these names, so I apologize to people who are better with stuff like that. But with Frere, or Frey, who was taken as a hostage from the Vanir in the Aesir Vanir War, and became sort of adopted a little bit into the Aesir, we were drinking and feasting and on the meat of sacrifice that was offered to us, and I think it's that combination that just, I'm so diminished from what I was, and I don't have companions who are on the level of even my opponent turned friend, Frere. And I miss it. And I a little bit regret my betrayal, I think is there too. Even as I know that I would not be here now if it were not for that. And I'm going to roll.
With how many darkness tokens?
2. I'm going to roll with 2 darkness tokens. Roll. And that is an 8. Just reduce those darkness tokens.
An 8 to 10. Your memories grant you an epiphany, so you get to choose 2 from this list of bonuses.
Give me 1 second. So, I mean, first of all, the tragedy of my people, I think I've described a little bit how the tragedy of my people continues to haunt me, right? The betrayal, the death, the absence, the diminishment, right? I can't go out for drinks with friends without being like overcome by this
tragedy,
this sense of tragedy and loss.
Memories of a world gone by. So you're going to gain a bond with what the darkness demands of you.
Yes, which I don't entirely understand how that works differently from other bonds, but
I think it basically works the same, just with a more kind of dark cast to it.
Yeah,
right?
If you look at the description, it gives you a different prompt for like the flashback you should describe when you use it.
All right, I'll take another look at that, and then I think that, like, on some level, I think back to the moment of the battle in the Temple of Dendar. And the fight there, the way Yawachika was on a knife's edge, right? Just his ability to move quickly and act decisively, and succeed in battle. And I think as I'm thinking about Frey, right, my mind comes to sort of my new companion, Yawachika, and there's like a little bit like Yawachika has that power, I think that's really I'm reminded of him, and maybe slightly comforted. Just this as okay, it's not back, it's not there, but there are people and powers here who
a new pantheon in some way,
perhaps.
Yeah, go ahead and take a bond with Yawachika.
Yeah, you're cool with that, Yawachika? Yeah, great.
Very good. Then I'd love to cut from here to a little montage of life in the city, of what it's like to live in New York City as a semi-secret monster, where it seems the public have some vague idea of what Division does, but probably relatively few are kind of fully in the loop about all of the monsters that are in Division's employ. So I want to just get a sense of how each of your characters enjoys the city and doesn't entirely fit into the city. If you're up for giving me some little hints of that, little vignette details, and I guess we can bring in Newt and Yawachika's plan to go out to a club if we want to include that. Untitled. What do we see in this montage of Untitled in New York?
I think there's a marquee, but it's not like a fancy marquee. It's obviously seen better days. It's an off Broadway theater, and it's some artsy one person show, and Untitled has donned a hat and has put on a hoodie over the tuxedo, and has put it over and is wearing very weirdly suspended round black smoke sunglasses even at night, and is going to watch a show, and he's like scribbling little notes in the program and flipping back and reading the whole thing. He's just enjoying a show, or maybe not enjoying it so much.
But perhaps enjoying the experience of taking in a show and forming a critical judgment of it.
Oh yes.
Yeah, that's great. Yawachika, what would we see of you in this montage of monsters in Manhattan?
I think it's like the most normal, besides Biff's, probably the more normal looking, since he was humanish before, and he's in some kind of specialty shop trying to get the clothing he knew that he looked good in before, and he's like, we get this HBO shot of him shirtless and underwear, and the person who's helping him with
tattoos swirling over his body because he's got these tattoos that keep changing and rearranging themselves.
I don't think they're swirling just yet, but this person's coming to help him who is like the symbiote sees that she's giving him the eyes, and there's this like a mermaid tattoo on his back that the speech bubble comes up with. It just says, "I have a date," and she drops the clothes and screams, running out of the changing room.
Amazing. Good old symbiote. Good old symbiote that doesn't deserve a name, but is trying to have your back. Yawachika. Newt. What do we see of Newt in a montage of the monsters living in New York?
Oh, what do we see? I think that there is this this other montage of like Newt in his apartment. And I should note there are like we've already brought up Mixtress
Fairwumps.
Fairwumps, yes. But I should note there is also Clam Pop Tart and Jennifer spelt with Furr.
Oh, very good. So a total of 4 cats.
Yes. But so like he comes out like through a series of like the same dressing up montage, but it's just basically the same outfit in like minutely different colors, and just and just asking the cats like, does this look better, or does charcoal gray look better? And I think that is my preparation for the night out.
Great. Oh, good. Do we get another glimpse of Biff's life in the city?
Yeah, I think it's like a continuation of the same scene. Like I'm on the subway and like people know who I am, right? But New Yorkers are used to seeing celebrities on the subway. Like that's a function of living in Manhattan. So like people are kind of like, I see people like giving me glances. No one's approaching me. You know, there's like this, and I'm used to this. And I instead of getting off at my stop for my apartment, I decided to get out a little bit early and walk. And I think, you know, I end up near Division, right near the Flatiron Building, and I'm in Madison Square Park, which is where I had that vision of
A
Joab.
dark temple being raised.
The temple being raised to me, and Joab being sacrificed to me.
Mm-hmm.
And I decide I sit down on a bench. It's dark, right? It's probably late at night. If I'm coming back from a night of drinking, a night out with my teammates, and I light my pipe and I sit down, and I stare up to the spot on the roof, where I saw myself, sitting, and I think this is the moment that it's like I'm like kind of getting comfortable but mulling over the apocalypse and sadness and etc. And I think a cop comes around to like roust me, and I'm like I turn to look at him, and before he recognizes me, I think that he like there's this like moment where he looks into my eye, and there's
the
like
missing eye.
Well, not the missing eye, but it looks, and but maybe that's what it is actually, right? That there's like the alienness of what I actually am, I think, like comes through, and he's like frightened for a second, before he recognizes me for who I actually am and becomes kind of obsequious. I was like, "Oh, sorry, Mr. Brown, didn't mean to bother you." But there's that like flash of like fear, a recognition that I don't really belong here.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, for a moment, he thought maybe you were a monster, and then he remembered you're a celebrity. That's great. And I think as you're distracted by this, we, the audience, see someone standing on the roof of the Flatiron Building, looking down, and it's almost like there's another Biff up there staring down into the park. But by the time Biff has dealt with this cop and looks back up, they're gone. Nobody up on that roof. Let's cut to the club for a moment. Yawachika, what exactly are you? How exactly are you approaching introducing Newt to New York nightlife?
I think this is also pretty much Yawachika's introduction to most nightlife. I think he knows some kind of like niche clubs back when from the people who were in the other cult he was part of, which Division's not a cult, but walks like a duck and quacks like a duck. He's going to call it that. And but like some of them probably owned fronts, and he's he's probably taking Newt to one of these like front clubs because it's the only one he knows of.
I see. So it's a club that was a front for a cult.
Yes. And it's got to have like some kind of elaborate name, like some name that doesn't make sense but sounds cool, like the Rosie Nightshade, or something that's just like too gothic to be real.
Sure. And there's like subtle wyvern motif woven into some of the decor, but only if you knew to look for it would it jump out at you. Cool. Yeah. So there's they've got enough. They've got some of like the regular kind of club features, to try and seem normal enough. So there's a DJ, there's some pounding music, there are sweaty people on the dance floor. Newt, how are you taking all this? Oh, we're not hearing you. Sorry, Stephen. It's not coming through.
Nothing.
Is there a gain setting on your microphone? Oh.
Probably going to try dropping and coming back in. So I will let Stephen back in a moment. Yawachika, just to check, I notice you have a couple darkness token triggers, right? Like when you feel overwhelmed or numb, or when you give into your power and let it erase your will, or embody a condition that affects you. Currently, you have the condition vicious marked, I believe. So if you want to trigger any darkness gaining stuff, while at the club, I am here for it. Just flagging that for you to make a call.
I don't know if he's going to be overwhelmed yet. I'll wait for Newt to get back in and see what Newt. I mean, if anyone tries to kick Newt out for being weird, I mean that vicious is there.
I like the idea, just to trigger one of mine, that after I do this one-man show, I like meet the actor or actress after the show in like the alleyway, and I like give them my notes, which is asking someone to follow my instructions and like a huge theater faux pas.
Yeah. So it's like yes, quite a show. I have some notes. It's like, who are you? What?
The blocking in the second act, I really didn't sell your monologue.
What Who? Do you even have a face? What's going on under that hat?
I didn't believe you actually hated your father when you were talking about those events.
Untitled, how many darkness tokens are you taking for that?
I took 2. There's some pretty harsh notes in there.
Some pretty harsh notes. There we go. All right, welcome back, Stephen. Looks like you're on mute.
There, sorry about that.
Great. Now we can hear you.
Is the sound improved at all?
It is, yeah.
Okay.
It sounds a little louder for me at least.
I think StreamYard has its own separate volume, so that's maybe what was causing it.
Well, welcome back. We just had described that Yawachika and Newt arrived at this nightclub. There's normal nightclubby things going on, and just a few small cult motifs in the in the decor because these are the people that Yawa has contact with. Newt, how are you taking the pounding music and the crowded dance floor and just the whole clubbiness of the atmosphere?
It's very loud. I have a little bit deer in the headlights look on my face, I guess. This is definitely more than I'm used to.
Yeah, Yawachika will look at the dance floor, look at the bar, and then look at Newt. What do you want? Drink, dance, there's a line in the bathroom that'll take 30 minutes.
I'm sure I could dance, and I definitely think that Newt will join you on the dance floor if you're asking.
Yeah. Oh dear. And let me check the basic moves to see if I'm doing anything.
There is a basic move for connections, right?
Yeah.
Revealing your heart.
Yeah, Yawachika, are you going to reveal your heart in this moment?
Yeah, I think using his using the cosmic energies. There's this subtle thing where it is like this dead mousy Skrillex's dubstep-ish kind of music playing. There's this literal spark of purple energy, and it starts playing a slow dance song. And he offers out his hand to Newt. The rest of the crowd is probably looking really confused now.
Yeah, Newt, as we've established before, turns magenta, and takes your hand.
Yeah, Yawachika will get in close, chest to chest. It's you have less cat hair on you than normal tonight.
Yeah. I want to look nice, and in Jennifer's opinion, cat hair all over my clothes wasn't nice. I mean, I assume that was her opinion. She can't actually talk.
Maybe we can get that pet psychic in one day and have an entire conversation. And I think Yawachika will lean in close. I'll bring a lint roller.
All right, go ahead and spend darkness tokens and roll as you reveal your heart and try to sincerely connect to someone.
Oh, I think just for I think I'll spend 2. Let's see how this goes.
Indeed, let us.
That's a 10.
Hey, that's the sweet spot, right? On an 8 to 10, your words reach them. You can choose one from this list of benefits, and if they are a PC and they choose to deepen the connection further, they choose one too. Yawachika, what do you choose?
Oh, I still want to see the breaking point. So I think they taught me something important, that I'm at least as important as their cats. If Newt's going to look this good for our date.
Excellent. Mark XP. Newt, if you deepen the connection, you can choose one of these as well from the Reveal Your Heart list.
Yeah. I'm still pretty. I'm just checking I think I'm still pretty far away from being anywhere. Yeah, I'm still like 3 XP away, so I'm not going to pick that. Let's see here. I think that I'm actually going to push it a little bit further on. I taught you something important. I think that like I kind of lean in close while we're dancing, and I say, like, you know, I know there's a tendency for us to just kind of view each other as the sum of the things that make us monstrous, but I think that like moments like these, Yawa, it reminds me that underneath that there's still something human there as well. And I lean in to kiss you.
Yes. I think Yawachika will kiss back, and the one of the crab tattoos on him is like
just
like-
singing the Little Mermaid
yeah,
song.
like the Little Mermaid song.
Yes, and I'll take a bond on Yawachika.
All right. Yeah, I think the camera might, pull back from these two monsters in the middle of the dance floor. And as I think the music changes again, right? Kind of like blurring back from the slow dance song into the more like high energy song, and the dance floor fills, and there's people all around, and somehow for this one moment here, no one seems to be paying additional attention to Yawa and Newt. It's like they're just part of the this crowd of young New Yorkers, looking for connection. And if it works for folks, I might cut to our head of monsters receiving a briefing. Sound good? So I think the next day or so, the four of you are in Director Nagel's office. He's kind of got a bunch of candy bar wrappers piled up on his desk, like he's more kind of agitated than usual, and really hitting the sweet stuff as he pushes a file over and says, "All right, you four, this one's a little embarrassing. Our own forbidden gallery seems to have gone a bit haywire. We lost contact with a half dozen agents that we sent into the gallery for a routine sweep, looking for anything untoward. Radio silence. We've got to sort out what's going on in there, or activate the failsafe and implode the whole thing into manageable singularity. I figured, Untitled, you especially would want a chance to sort things out before we had to take such desperate measures. Biff, don't think you're out of the doghouse. This mission, I'll remind you, is not about grabbing the limelight for yourself. And that goes for you too, Newt. I saw the two of you making front page news.
Magenta.
You can't let this old spearmaster lead you astray. Understood?
Don't worry.
I'll be leading him. Magenta.
I'll be leading him astray from now on.
Yawachika.
All right, thanks for the mission. Bye. And I go running out.
Yeah. So as Newt leaves, Nagel's like, Yawachika, hold on. We've I should give you a heads up. We brought in some outside help. Someone from way back. Now don't worry. We'll keep her on a short leash. We picked her up trying to start a new cult compound upstate. She may be batshit, but she's a world-class expert on occult art. So maybe you can help us make her useful here.
He begins squinting real hard. I think this is the if this was done by Quentin Tarantino, it'd be one of those musical sting moments.
Just like, cut to Yawachika's eyes, cut back to, Director Daigle watching your reaction.
Yeah, I'm feeling pretty overwhelmed here.
Oh, how many darkness tokens are you taking?
I think I'll be nice to you and take 3.
And the director says, "That's not going to be a problem, is it, Yawachika?"
No, of course not. I've got to go now. Bye. And you'll run after Newt.
Is no one going to stay to be fully briefed?
They never stay.
I shake my head. I'm like, Nagel.
All right, and he will kind of lay out some of the basics, which I will drop out of character to just tell you here. Right, in the recent past, a number of division agents have gone missing in the Forbidden Gallery itself. Your point of contact for this is the new curator of the gallery, who is an automaton that was brought in to replace the previous curator of the gallery, a golem that had gotten kind of old and slow, and division leadership felt was not living up to the important task of keeping these dangerous artworks safe and useful to division within the gallery. So 2 people of interest right from the start, the new curator and the old curator, and I'll drop those into the NPCs tab. Do you ask any other questions before kind of reconvening with your fellow monsters to investigate this?
I think I now just take like brusquely take the briefing folder, give like commanding is probably too strong a word, but like a sort of like let's go eye and head gesture to Untitled, and walk out without saying anything to Nagel. I mean, or Untitled, I guess, but there's at least a signal there.
And I think, so if you leave me alone in here with Director Nagel, I think this might be when I pull out a painting that I've been keeping myself.
Oh, okay.
So I think it's more interesting if one person on the team is aware of this whole homunculus situation. And it's okay. So when you reveal the painting you've brought, spend darkness tokens and roll. I don't describe the painting at all.
I mean, I feel
okay.
I feel great about you describing the painting a little bit.
Well, it's not it's a piece of art. It's a small little statuary.
Okay.
That I often just keep tucked in a pocket of the tuxedo, and it's like it's a hand carved ancient religious totem from a religion that is long dead and forgotten.
Sure.
So let's roll. I'm going to spend 3 darkness tokens. 2d6 plus 3. That's a 9. So on an 8 to 10, the chains bend and the spell tech weakens. Choose 2.
So you are able to make use of this art without it, kind of totally getting out of your control.
Right. Okay. So I'm unclear what this means, but I want to do it. The painting eerily describes current events in exacting detail and offers a revelation. Uncover a key at great cost.
Oh, man.
What is the great cost? Do I take ruin or...
Yeah, that sounds good to me. You wanted to take some ruin, right?
I did. Okay. So I think this is the because I'm expecting. I think I've used this before, and it has a very particular reaction when exposed to what I think is going on here. So I think that there's something wrong with Director Nagel, but I believe he's a living thing, and that where it normally would sort of animate and do little gestures that are indicative. It doesn't do that because I am the only living thing in this room.
Big air
So
quotes around
I
living
begin
there.
to sort of draw the bigger conclusion that that Director Nagel is not, in fact, alive. I tilt my head towards Director Nagel. You. And Untitled is like getting taller, right? Because he's very flexible. You're not even real.
Don't play weird artsy mind games with me, Untitled. You've got a job to do.
Are you sending me to my death? I have a very close personal relationship with death. That would be unwise.
We're trying to hold back the apocalypse here. Every mission could be a suicide mission. That's the whole point.
Untitled starts flitting through all of the papers on the desk and starts finding blank ones that have no writing on them. Are you even real?
That's great. And I think the key you find amidst these is a crumbled map of a complex arrangement of spheres labeled the multiverse. And as that comes out, Dirk says, "Give me that!" Right, and pulls that back and tucks it away.
Oh no, I'll be keeping that. And at that, I'm going to use the second one, which is the name an object or person, and the art will consume them and hold them within their pages for now. I'm going to consume Director Nagel into the little artifact.
Oh my goodness! You're putting Director Nagel into your little statue.
Yes, yeah. Well, the little weird light artifice that he is. Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. So
and then
everyone else has left.
Page.
Everyone else has left the office. So the shot we get here is Director Nagel's eyes get wide, and then light fills the room, and then kind of concentrates down into the tiny statuette in your hand, which changes its shape slightly to somehow resemble Director Nagel more. There's it
had two eyes, and one of them just kind of it's like something took a file across it and it goes away.
Oh, amazing. And then probably next we see Untitled stepping out of the office, tucking the statuette away like nothing's wrong,
like nothing's strange at all.
Let's take a 10-minute break here, be back at 1:15 and drop us into this mystery. We're already off to a great start. See you all soon.
I believe I may have been acting obsessive and vicious in that last little moment there.
Oh, embodying a condition.
Yeah, so I'm going
How
to take...
many darkness tokens would you like
I'll
to take
take
for that?
3, bringing myself back up to 4.
Yeah, I did not see that coming.
Oh, but now I have little Director Nagel in my pocket. And he'll never come out unless I roll very poorly.
Oh, man. Hey, welcome back. Everybody ready to dive back in? So, as a note about this this mystery, you'll see I've added it into the keys and doomsday clock tab. Scroll down from threading Cleopatra's needle, and we have keys for rogue gallery. It is a complexity 6 mystery, and we've got 1 key already, sleuthed out by Untitled. So let's cut to our 4 monsters arriving at the gallery entrance hall. Right. So you're within the Flatiron Building in this strangely extensive gallery of forbidden, mystical, and otherwise occult artworks that Division has collected / captured. And put on display / imprisoned here in the Forbidden Gallery. The entrance hall is kind of fairly airy and spacious, right? More like another museum entrance than some of the stranger corners of the gallery that you can navigate to. This first place is a bit more welcoming. What is your favorite artwork in the entrance hall and why? I'll ask Biff that one.
I missed the first piece of that entranceway.
Yeah, what is your favorite artwork in the entrance hall to the Forbidden Gallery?
Yes. For all my history and grandiosity, at heart I am a simple god of simple tastes. And there it is a sculpture. In the classical style, Greek classicism, and paint, today we have this idea that Greek, right? All of the ancient Greek art is white marble and whatever, right? But that's not the case. It is white marble, but it was painted, and the paint comes off over time, and those are the remains that we have. And so it is. Are people comfortable? I'm not going to describe it in too much detail, but it is anatomically, and a very, very detailed, almost impossibly detailed portrayal of the sacrifice of a cow, in vivid color, and it's of the cow sort of being butchered on the altar, in the middle of that process. So you can see a lot in a variety of colors, and to me I'm impressed at the accuracy, how the hard marble is rendered soft and sort of by
Closely.
by the skill of the sculptor and the painter.
Wonderful. Yeah, as you four have come, into the gallery, standing and admiring this extremely detailed sculpture of sacrifice, is Mother Superior Vonda Vindication, the figure from Yawachika's past, responsible for his transformation into the being he is now. She's in kind of colorful religious robes. Perhaps some of the symbolism's changed from the last cult she was part of, but she's clearly been up to her old tricks. There is around her neck a large metal collar, clearly something in place for division to keep track of and keep control of her. But same white hair and serene gaze as she turns around to take in the four of you, and especially Yawachika, and says, "Hello, son.
You're not my mother figure anymore. I'm part of a new cult."
Yes, I see you found a place to use those powers I bestowed on you."
Bestowed? You messed up. You really messed up. I just got lucky. And I'm still getting lucky. I have a boyfriend and you're captured. So just do your job and be a guide.
How long do you think it will be before they're fitting you with a collar too?
I don't believe I'm going to be following the same path you are.
Yawachika, are you by any chance torn between? Since you've been asked to work with this woman.
Yes, I think I might be. I mean, I have 7 darkness. It might be time.
So when you're torn between your monstrous nature and your human heart, or when you are tempted by what the darkness demands of you, make a choice. You can let your monstrous nature show, you can diminish your power and conform to what society demands, or you can spend a bond with someone and describe how they help to center you. What do you choose?
Let me get to, I believe I'm going to choose to let my monstrous nature show, since I'm feeling vicious. Please let, if anyone, I don't think this is going to cross any of the safety tools, but I think Yawachika just holds out a hand and clenches, and there's just this moment where Mother Vanda's eyes go wide, and then her body crumples, sort of like how he did with those beetles before, and she just falls to the ground, and he smiles really sweetly for a moment, and realizes they still need her. The cosmic energies work again, and she's back again, like the moment before what he did happened.
Wow. Okay. So this is like you straight up seem to have killed her for a second and then undo it.
Yeah, but I do not. I will leave it up to you if she remembers it or not.
Yawachika. We must play well with others.
So mark a ruin. So definitely make sure to mark a ruin, and then I think after you have unclenched, she says, "Hello, son."
I know you're not going to remember this, but we've done this before. Anyway, and you'll point to Newt. I have it. I'm dating now. I know you never raised me to do that, but again, I'm going to still have to rub this in your face.
Newt, how are you reacting to these pretty big claims Yawachika is making?
I'm just still surprised by the fact that your mom's here.
He has over 7 cats. You have none. This is a status symbol.
Yawachika,
you hear
please do not let your personal feelings interfere. And that's asking someone to ignore their heart a little bit.
Oh yeah. Are you taking any darkness tokens for that, Untitled?
Yeah, because I need to actually have one of these like breakdown things, so I'll take 2. And then I'll also whisper over to Biff and go, I think we should get one of those collars for Yawachika. His powers are getting a little out of hand.
I frown and say, only if he asks for it.
So you hear a cool robotic voice saying like,
but we could
are viewed as status symbols by humans. This is fascinating. I am learning new things every day as the curator of this gallery. And the coming round from behind the statue is this shining gold automaton who you all know from the file and perhaps from recent trips to the gallery, is the new curator, an automaton that has been put in charge of this place. And she says, I see you have met our prisoner/helper. Do not worry. If she does anything problematic, I will detonate the collar around her neck.
That's all you have to keep her in check is a detonation device.
I am told that when humans' heads are detonated, it is lethal for them.
Not all, Yawachika. And I don't exactly. I think I mug.
Like doing a what sort of like just tell me more about what that looks like. Yeah.
I think it's mug. There's no camera here, right? But I think what it actually is like a slight look of like shock and disdain that you're like concerned about this. Like, I'm here. You're pretty tough. Like, like I don't say any of this, right? I think it's almost like you see me like reassessing you. In my eyes, and I don't know if that's arrogance or feeling if others are beneath me, but it's one or the other.
It's one of those darkness triggers. Sure. How many tokens are you taking?
I'm gonna take 3 for that.
All right. Very good. The curator says, if you would, I was told the 4 of you would assist in examining the gallery for any evidence of what has become of the agents who have gone missing. Vonda here is an expert in the terrible dark secrets of occult artists, so perhaps she can help identify any paintings or artworks that could be part of the problem. And Vonda, nods piously.
Fine, whatever.
I haven't read any papers by Vonda, but okay.
Untitled, you're not sure.
And I think we then flip to the division art review weekly, and you just have and it's just Untitled looking at a stack of papers written by Vonda and saying rejected.
The actual curator's email box, right, full of the solicitations from Vonda, unanswered.
Great, absolutely. All right, yeah. So the curator is kind of drawing you to follow her deeper into the gallery. moving.
Oh yeah, and while the rest of them follow after the curator, I linger for a moment and say, so I realize this is probably not the right moment, but I want to say that I do only have honorable intentions for your son, and I give like a little bow.
This is to Vonda.
Yes.
She kind of raises an eyebrow and says, the last person who said that tried to sacrifice him to dark powers.
Okay, well, I'm not planning on doing that.
Newt, I'm not sure Yawachika wants your intentions to be entirely honorable.
Oh, this is Biff calling this back over his shoulder.
Yeah. I assume Yawachika can also hear me, right? We're all right there.
Yeah, all this drama is happening with only the thinnest tissue of plausible deniability from amongst you.
Personally, I like it better when you're dishonorable yourself.
Are you trying to forge a connection with Vonda, or
I guess I actually am. I was just doing this, but it sounds like I am.
All right. When you reveal your heart and try to sincerely connect to someone, spend darkness tokens and roll. How much darkness are you spending on this?
Oh, let's see here. What does this move look like? Yeah, I think that I am going to spend yeah, I'll spend 2, sure.
All right, roll with +2 here.
Where's whoops.
Oh, do you need the dice roller link?
Yeah, here it is. That's all right. I found it.
Great.
Okay, and that is a 7.
Well, a 7 is a miss in this system.
Yeah, I think though that definitely I feel like it's a bad idea on Newt's part to try to be polite to her. So I'm gonna spend a bond on what the darkness demands of me. And I think that definitely whatever happens here, there's definitely some edge. I think it's probably going to be I'd like you to explain how she responds. That I think maybe she's aware about the prophecy and she passes some comment on it.
Right. When you fall in love for the last time, the ancient door of power in your heart will open and destroy the world.
Yeah.
So I think she says, young Mr. Nightbreath, I've heard of you. Guard your heart carefully. I don't want Yawa to break it.
Of course not. I would never. I think I'm probably and then no, actually no, I would never so I'm a little bit curious though. How exactly did you end up coming to work here?
Oh, division, looking around for anyone who has big ideas, anything outside the ordinary, anyone willing to defy convention, and trying to label them monsters and snap them up and put them to work in their little hierarchy here.
I mean, if I recall, though, you did try to like sacrifice Yawa, so I'm a little bit
But that ended up working out well for him. He has all this power now.
right.
I'm so proud.
And so are there other people like you that with this kind of, let's call it, very large scale thinking in regards to what is good for people that work here that might have had a hand in things? And I guess I am just pushing into investigating.
Nice. Do you want to pick a benefit from Reveal Your Heart?
I'm taking an XP because I feel like that's what's going on here.
Yeah, something important. Yeah, absolutely. And now you're pushing next into just like try to question her, see what she knows. Cool. I'm up to maybe cut away from that, and when we cut back, we'll have you roll grasping keys on that. So, Untitled, I'm curious, what's your first instinct about investigating the gallery itself, given your familiarity with this place?
Yeah, so I mean, we have to be honest with ourselves. This isn't probably the first time that people have gone missing in the gallery. It's an awfully large number of people. All
a half dozen agents. That's more than you usually lose to the gallery.
More than usual. And I think there's probably some like prime suspects that Untitled has had issues with in the past when he has tried to harness them or use them to his means. And I think maybe the first one is like it's this abstract art piece from it's like a German Bauhaus super minimalist like circle, and it's just this like very ambiguously boring circle on a white canvas, but it is mathematically a perfect circle, and it causes a lot of issues for people who look at it for too long. So I think that's probably where Untitled is going to go first. Is this perfect circle painting, and it's not like small. This thing takes up like a huge vertical space in the gallery of this white canvas with this perfect black circle.
Nice. Yeah, go ahead and roll grasping keys. Just see if you uncover something helpful here.
And I am actually going to roll just one because then I'll get torn between. So aim for drama. So here we go. So rolling +1. That's a 9.
Okay, so I believe that's
give me a key.
That's good. You're going to uncover a key, and the keeper will tell you what it is, and then next we'll have you torn between. So yeah,
the Sturman drum. Yes.
Yeah, you are, kind of staring into this perfect circle, and there's just a voice that comes echoing up from inside of it, and the voice is kind of a distorted voice, whoever's voice it is, it's been kind of warped somehow by the distance it's traveling. But the voice that you hear coming out of the perfect circle says, "A forbidden gallery is a contradiction in terms. Art wants to be free."
So is my key a voice from within the painting, or
and what it said? That's part of the key too. I can copy that over for you. But now you are torn between. So tell me, you've stacked up all this darkness. Why is it that you're feeling conflicted right at this moment, Untitled?
I think Untitled is feeling conflicted because too often of the group, he's the only one who's focused on the mystery. At least he feels that way.
Mm-hmm.
And that's an ultimately very human, like work a day kind of mentality. And he hasn't truly given into his monstrous nature. And he's been trying too hard to fit into Division's rules. And he just realized that the person he's been working for who knows how long isn't even
A
real.
light simulacrum. Yes. Mm. Yeah, that's yeah. You feel the weight of the statuette in your pocket that has Director Nagel inside of it, and you're wondering, like, is any of this even worth it? Yeah, go ahead. Choose. Do you let your monstrous nature show? Do you diminish your power and conform to what society demands, or do you spend a bond with someone to center yourself?
Ooh. Who else is there with me? Because Newt is still back with.
I think I certainly am.
Yeah, Biff can have come along, right? You know, Biff, you knew Untitled back when back before
Yeah, I was about
he
to
was
say,
made.
like,
you were there when his when a experimental art piece ended in his death.
I know we've discussed this, but I don't remember. Did we say whether or not you know that I was there?
I don't remember anything previous. I remember one thing. There was a cat at a bar nearby.
Right. I know that you don't remember it, but since then, have we discussed it?
No. I think we
Okay.
talked about it being no.
Great.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Biff can be there as Untitled stares.
Yeah,
into this
I think I
painting,
want to burn that bond
contemplates
and
his
see
life.
what Biff says to stabilize Untitled.
How can
and I think Untitled is starting to bleed into the edges of this perfect black circle.
Oh, because you are made of this like black mist.
Right.
You're like staring like close enough at this painting that you seem to be becoming part of this circle.
Yeah, I think I'm watching this, and I give it a moment, right? Like I let you kind of like bleed in, and then I put my hand on your neck, just above the collar of your tuxedo, and I think it's a weird thing, right? Because people can't really touch you, I think, right? Like, or only as much as you're only as substantial as you kind of want to be.
As much as I'm loved. So you might even like actually touch my neck.
Well, what I was going to say also is that like I manipulate light and dark.
Oh,
right.
So I think on some level, like there's an affinity there. Like I don't want to sort of take your agency away and just say I can do it, but I think there's something that makes it easier. And so I, and it's like a kind of it's like an intimate kind of thing, right? That kind of like just like gentle pressure. Sort of like the what's this called? Like the edge of my palm, like against a little bit your shoulder, pushing down on your collar, right? And
helping him literally pull himself together.
Yeah, but I think I actually say something. Also, I think in this moment I'm also gonna be revealing my heart here. And I think what I say is, you were and are one of the finest works of art I have been privileged to observe isn't the right word here. Privilege to observe, we'll say. I think and then there's like there's something real there, right? Like I'm just saying that, right? But it's sort of like there's a vulnerability, I think, to that, where I'm letting you know that I feel something for you, that you make me feel something. Let's put it that way, which is what great art does, right?
Yeah, go ahead, spend darkness and roll that reveal your heart.
Sure, and I'm gonna spend 1 token because I don't want to be caught between at this exact moment. And nice. That's a 10.
Hits the sweet spot.
Yeah.
Your words reach them. Choose one from the reveal your heart list. You can grow closer, get a bond, soothe your heart, clear a condition. They can teach you something important and you can mark XP, or they can give you hope and you can clear a mark of ruin.
Are you okay with me taking a bond here? I think this is like an attempt to grow closer to you.
Oh yeah, absolutely. So yeah, you place your hand on and it's strangely more solid than you think it should be. And Untitled doesn't know this. He can't really even feel it when it happens, but he turns his head. Like normally he's just missed. There's a head. And it's still very black and smoky, but it's a face, one you recognize. And he says, "It's speaking to me. It's never done that before." I will mark XP.
All right. Because
what do you teach me?
I mean, it's. I teach you something about yourself. I think, right? I think it's.
Do you show me that I'm becoming corporeal for a moment?
I mean, I think it's. I think it's that. Like, I think there's. Tell me if I'm reading this wrong here, right? But there's this like. This is going to be like some heady art criticism bullshit.
That's why I made the character do it,
right? But
we're literally in the Rogue Gallery mystery. If we didn't want that, we wouldn't be doing this.
I think there's like a sense in which, like, are you object or are you human, right? Like is there you're alienated from yourself completely and subsumed into this like thing that's the creation of somebody else. And I think sort of what I told you and what you're sort of like feeling in that moment is that like whatever you've become, there's a self there, right? Like there's a person in there, and it might not be whatever you used to be, but it's beautiful and you're beautiful. And that's like a some heady art criticism bullshit tied up with self-help, self-esteem. I love
booster. I love it. You taught me that I am ultimately my own art piece, not just something that someone created.
Yeah.
That's great. So like, and we see like the corner of your vision, Untitled, the artist kind of like flickers for a moment. Yawachika, I'm going to say that as you're moving into this moving through the gallery, the new curator kind of is I think she even has a wheel, right? Like I think it's that she's this kind of elegant automaton, and she's gliding along on wheeled feet and saying, "I hear you are here to uncover the culprit. I believe it is the old curator. That golem is jealous and bitter about being replaced. I believe he is sabotaging the gallery so that agents go missing and trying to undermine my efficient and logical approach to curation."
I hate her.
Who are you speaking about?
I am a being of omnipotence, of omniscience, that will be a chrysalis to the apocalypse, and she makes me feel like a child.
My understanding is that humans often have strong and conflicted feelings about their mothers.
Did you, were you created by this old golem?
Ha! Ha! You think the old golem could create something as elegant and efficient as I? No.
Yes.
She like shakes her head, and there's like a small like clanking noise. Do not be ridiculous.
But you have strong feelings about him. You seem to be very self-assured in your processes.
My processes are logically coherent and follow from my perfect organizational structure for analyzing all art in terms of, and then she starts, rattling off, all of the axes upon which she analyzes art, from, form and content and media and, thematic resonance.
And which part of that is to make it so that there's a breach and division protocol with 6 agents going missing?
Oh, that is danger. That is one of the important criteria for art in this particular gallery, though I understand other galleries in the human world do not need to organize art by level of existential threat.
The old golem only lost 4 at most at once.
You like hear the gears grinding inside of her. Are you trying to like push, to push against her here and get a bigger rise?
I think I'm trying to grasp keys about the old, if she's serious about this, maybe she'll blow a gasket about this golem.
All right. Yeah, you're searching for clues, doing a little interrogation. Go ahead and roll grasping keys. How many tokens of darkness will you spend on this?
I will spend 3, so I'm not torn between after.
Hey.
That is a 9.
That's in the sweet spot. You uncover a key. The keeper will tell you what it is. Yeah, that's good. She says, I will show you. I found this in the little hut the golem is created in a corner to go sulk. I don't know what he meant to do with this, but it's very suspicious. As like there's like a ding ding noise, and then like she holds out her hand and something like prints out from her hand, like that she collected earlier. And what prints out that she finds so suspicious? It is a bloodstained baseball card. And Yawachika, if you check it out, you'll see it's a Biff Brown baseball card that identifies him as a pitcher for the New York Yankees.
Wow.
Is it a rookie card?
No, it's something that looks just like what you would expect his cards to look like, but seems confused about which team he plays for.
Wow, these Chinese knockoffs are almost perfect.
Many of my components were made in China, I will have you know.
Yes, but yours seem to be doing well enough.
So you've successfully grasped a key, and you're not torn between.
Yay!
Good job, Yawachika. Let's cut back. Newt, you were poking around by Vonda a little bit to try and grasp a key. Is that right?
Yeah, I mean, are there any other, residents of this gallery that would sacrifice their children in dark forbidden rites, that sort of thing?
Yeah, perfect. Yeah, go ahead and roll grasping keys. How much darkness are you spending on it?
Let's see here. I'm okay. Yeah, I think I already decided. I think I'm gonna spend the one because I don't have many. Well, I'll spend. Yeah, I'll spend the one.
Beautiful. Go ahead and roll.
And that's a 7.
Well, a 7 is a miss in this system.
Yeah, and let's see here. The miss for this is
You find more than you were ready for.
I'll mark ruin to uncover a key.
Okay. So my reading of this is that you still are going to find more than you're ready for, but you'll get a key in the process by marking ruin. Does that sound right to folks about
Yeah.
how to adjudicate this?
And like I somehow become closer to becoming a harbinger, it says.
Yeah, that's good. I mean, no, that's bad. You don't want to become a harbinger. Cool. Yeah, I think as you're talking to Vonda, the like statue, this like sacrifice statue at the center of this gallery space, kind of cracks open, right? Like it's being busted open from the inside, and stepping out of it, kind of gun at the ready is someone in what looks like a division uniform at first glance, and she's kind of like muttering to herself, "What in the underworld is going on?" Then like turns, like brings the gun up sharply, pointing at the two of you, says,
I have no idea either, miss.
Hands up, both of you. I need your names, ranks, and multiversal designation numbers.
Hello, I'm Newt Nightbreath. I don't really know any of those other words you said, but
yeah, and as she's staring at you suspiciously, you put pieces together. It's a chaotic situation. Someone's just come out of a statue wielding a gun. But you do note that this newcomer looks identical to Jacqueline Balmer, the pet psychic, except she's wearing a division style uniform, holding herself with like much more kind of militant poise than your pet psychic friend. And
you wouldn't happen to know Jacqueline, would you?
Wait, you know my counterpart in this universe?
Oh, okay. I yes.
Did you manage to save her?
Yeah, I did.
You did better than your counterparts from my world. And that's when you see,
Thanks.
That's when you see like kind of like smoke coming up from where her heart should be, that clues you in about this this version of Jacqueline who was indeed sacrificed and yet somehow has ended up as a division agent, like people sometimes do, I suppose. Let me give you a clue that goes along with this. I think the clue is just as you take in what she's wearing and holding. It all looks a lot like division stuff, but instead of division, it says bureau on it. Also, also all capped, like that's an acronym for something.
Oh, so I'm guessing it's very weird, really weird. I mean, because we work for a division that is named division. Do you work for a bureau that is named bureau? Because I still don't actually understand why we're doing that.
Division? You mean division is still standing in your world?
Yeah, I mean we're inside it right now, I think.
then I guess we might be here just in time before the fall.
Yeah, I think you might want to meet some of my my friends. I feel like they could probably understand what's going on here a bit more than I can.
Great. And maybe on that we'll take our second break and come back with our agents regrouping to compare notes about what they've started to uncover. Let's take 10 and be back at 10 past the hour. Hello, hello. Welcome back. How's everybody doing? All right. So I'm gonna frame this up. There's this big like Calder style mobile, but all of the things hanging from it are like Vanta black, right? So they're like the blackest black you can have, like little slices of the abyss, kind of dangling and slowly turning above you in this this little exhibit room. And we'll say that Untitled and Biff are there. Yawachika and the curator catch up. Yawachika, do you present the key you just found to your friend Biff?
Yes, I do. And I think Yawachika holds up the card. You've got marketing issues.
When I take it, does it feel any different than like a regular baseball card?
No.
What am I doing here exactly? I think I hold it up. I look at it carefully. I sort of like feel it, and I say to Yawachika, "Well, where did you find this?"
Oh, the curator gave it to me. Said it was from the sulking place.
Yes. The old curator had this in his nest of bitterness and regret.
Well, I mean, I would certainly regret if this represented any kind of reality. The signing bonus they offered me was, well, not nearly sufficient.
Yeah, I mean, it would be terrible for you if you were on a winning team. Then people might know who you were.
I give him the dirtiest look I possibly can, and I say, they haven't won much lately either.
Are you feeling others are beneath you?
I don't think that's what's happening here exactly.
Okay.
I think I'm acting vicious.
That is probably true.
Embodying vicious. Yeah. How many tokens are you taking from that? How vicious are you acting?
Oh, I think I'll go back up to 7.
Okay. Surging up to 7. Untitled. You're taking all this in. Any analysis you want to proffer?
Are we anywhere near this old curator's sulking place?
If you ask that, the new curator will say, "Oh yes, I can show you where it is. He's found the worst corner of the gallery. It's the least tasteful and the most musty, and he's made that his little shameful hideaway because he is so upset I am such a better curator than him."
He's still there.
Untitled kind of thinks through the galleries and goes, I think I know the place.
All right, so you've got a thought about that. At this point, Newt, you are arriving with Agent Balmer and Saint Vonda. I think like along the way, Vonda has been like asking probing questions of Balmer about how she got sacrificed in her reality, and Balmer has been answering as kind of monosyllabically as possible. But yeah, I'm assuming you're bringing them to regroup with your fellow agents, correct?
Yeah.
Do you say anything by way of introduction?
So this is apparently psychic. This is apparently other what's her name again?
Jacqueline.
Oh, okay. This is apparently Jacqueline, not the Jacqueline that we met, but one who's apparently not. Well, I don't know. I didn't ask. Are you also a pet psychic, or is that or is that just our Jacqueline?
I was a pet psychic before
Okay.
Dr.
Cool.
Breckenridge sacrificed me, and I became the channel of Amit the Devourer.
Okay. She summed it up a lot more briefly than I did.
Are you still the channel for the Devourer?
She like
Oh, I should have asked that. Sorry.
she taps her chest where like a little like plume of smoke is like rising from where her heart should be, and she's like, I work on keeping it in check. That's why I joined Bureau.
I think I say, yes, those some gods can't even exert their power over mortal vessels. And yeah, there I am, feeling others are beneath me. Come, child. I think in the same sentence, I say, I'm gonna let that go, actually. And I start saying "come, child," and I'm like, shake my head. Never mind.
So you're taking darkness tokens for feeling other gods are beneath you?
Yes.
Very good.
I just took 2 for that, though.
Hey Biff, remember at the end of the last session when you made that roll about about the lies that serve you?
I do.
And the lies got out of your control?
I do.
I'm gonna reach up to the shelf where that Chekhov's gun was hanging out, and just fire it in the air here as you hear a voice suddenly calling from Untitled's pocket, saying, "Agent Balmer, thank goodness you've got to help me. He's captured me inside a statuette." And Agent Balmer like spins round, looks at Untitled, and says, "Traitor!" Like
what?
I'm immediately going to reach into Untitled's pocket, fish around for the little statue, and
That's going to be very.
What's the space we're standing in right now exactly? I don't know that I.
Well,
basically a like gallery space where the main feature is this calder like mobile, this giant mobile,
right.
Ceiling.
And so I think what I'm going to try to do is throw the statue on the ground, and
it's going to be very difficult to get that statue from Untitled because, as you guys have been discussing this, Untitled has started to like walk against the wall, and he's just making weird movements and going and like doing and like backing up and moving forward. He's moving very randomly.
Is it
hard
a
to
dance?
predict ways?
Is it a performance piece?
Well,
Okay.
to get to the Dada art wing where the golem is going to take some extra steps.
I see.
Okay, in that case, I'm doing this slightly differently.
All right.
Either way, I mean, what I'm doing, I think I unleash. It's like a rolling peal of thunder. Number one, to cover the sound of the screaming statue, but I also want it to like it's a weapon. And I want it to sort of snuff out the to disintegrate the statue to a fine powder with its vibrations. And I think I'm unleashing here.
Yeah, that sounds like it because of course your hope is to disintegrate the statuette without also disintegrating Untitled.
Correct. And this is I'm trying to enforce my will on the homunculus of Director Nagel.
Yeah, the homunculus you created and
Correct.
are losing control of.
Yes.
All right. When you unleash the dark to enforce your will, spend darkness tokens and roll.
And I'm gonna spend 2. Well, how many do I have actually? Am I at 6 or 7? I'm gonna spend. I'm gonna spend. Hold on. I'm gonna spend. I'm gonna spend. Oh, why can't I find the right tabs? There we go. I'm going to spend. I don't really want to go over here. I'm gonna spend 1. And yeah, I'm gonna roll those dice.
All right, let's see it.
That is a 9.
Okay, hitting the sweet spot. You choose 2 as you wield the darkness with control and ease.
So I mean, I think let's start out by exposing a weakness or flaw. And again, like the fiction is me using a weapon of sound to like try to shatter the statue.
Yeah, to disintegrate it. Yeah.
Yeah. And I don't know. I guess like he's made of light. Like do something to that. Blink that out.
It could be that he's now, you've resolved the like wave particle debate by making him like become little particles of light that are in the like remaining bits of the statuette.
Sure. I mean, I think really what it is like expose a weakness or flaw and get what I want. And I think what I want is like controller destruction. I don't necessarily care very much at this point. Mostly I just want the problem solved.
Okay. So the like Nagel's voice cuts out right as you release this kind of sonic weapon, and like Untitled, you stagger a moment as Biff has attacked this statuette you're carrying with you. Let's see, you have not avoided reprisals, harm, or cost, it sounds like.
Correct. I have not.
Yeah,
I'm going to be torn between when this is all resolved also.
That's great. I think like Jacqueline, who had been like pointing her gun towards Untitled as she heard the voice of the director, like spins, turning her gun on you and says, "You don't think I've killed gods before, old man? Cut it out."
Yeah, and this is going to get ugly.
As you're torn between.
What?
Because you're about to be torn between?
I'm about to be torn between, and I only need 1 more rune to take that rune advancement. So I'm gonna do the thing that happens. I'm going to let my monstrous nature show, and the thunder cracks again as my lightning, as my spear of lightning appears in my hand. My eyes glow, including right behind the patch. That glow is that I'm picturing it as like a blue-white kind of light. And I say, child, that thing you hold in your heart, it's not a god. It's barely even a spirit. Bow before me. Bow before me and know. You are no match. And I'm going to take another 3 darkness tokens. There for that one.
Okay, so you've marked ruin. You've taken the darkness tokens for demanding worship.
Yeah, and all those other things in there too. They all were sort of in there.
I think she backs away, kind of taking this all in, and she says, "Maybe I was wrong. Maybe if you're what they have, division has already fallen. and she like runs down a different corridor of the gallery, like not sticking around with this group.
Yawachika turns to Vonda. See, and my friends are cool.
Can we actually? I don't know how you feel about this because it was in the act of saying that to her that I took the final ruin.
You got a ruin move in mind?
But the ruin move I just took was tremble before me.
Extremely appropriate.
Your words once swayed gods and broke. When you speak in your true and ancient voice, all living mortals are driven to despair. When you unleash the dark and enforce your will socially or emotionally, you may choose to mark one ruin. If you do, treat the move as if you rolled an 8 to 10 and choose 4 options instead of 2.
Wow. So you could just rack up the ruin to keep hitting the sweet spot on Unleash the Dark.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna actually. It doesn't make sense. Those results don't make sense in the context of what I just said to her. So I'm not gonna.
They kind of do, right? Because it feels like she is a little driven to despair here. Right?
Well, I mean, the trigger does, but I don't like none of the results. I don't want to do any of the results of Unleash the Dark. I don't.
Oh yeah, that's fine. I mean, to me, I read it as this move gives you sort of a static ability at top, right? When you speak your true and ancient voice, all living mortals are driven to despair.
Oh yeah,
and
sure.
Then it gives you a mechanical bonus there because, of course, you might be unleashing the dark against people who are not living mortals.
Right. Oh, that's totally cool. Yes, that is a better way to read it than how I read it.
I'm going to go ahead and say she has she has the condition despairing marked, right? because like your voice like echoes along the corridor after her. And Yawachika, you were kind of
check real quick.
Yeah.
Director Nagel homunculus light simulacrum is gone, right? He's been destroyed. Is that part of the
statuette housing him was reduced to
dust in my pocket.
Dust in your pocket.
Right.
Who knows exactly how homunculi work? Maybe there's a way to reconstitute him out of it, but he's not. He's been shut up pretty permanently here.
Gotcha. Okay, I was just checking.
Does that work for you? Yeah. Yawachika, you were talking to your mom, and you see she's like staring at this this like black painting here, right? This big circle that Untitled was looking at before, that's on the wall of this room, and kind of like slowly like reaching out a hand towards it, and kind of looks like sidelong at you and says, yes, and enjoy your friendships while they last, son.
That's how friendships work. I mean, I know. Like, I remember the Punky Brewster we watched, and oh god, I think he he walks over to Newt and looks like after the Jacqueline that's walking away. Was she one of the ones that was lost? Where did you find her?
She kind of exploded out of a statue. Am I remembering that right? Okay. Yeah, she exploded out of a statue. I'm pretty certain she wasn't lost though. At least not to us. She's like, she seems to be working for someone called Department Bureau. Right.
Okay. Yeah. Newt cycles through a couple synonyms for division before hitting on the one. Yeah. Okay. Great.
Oh, and she's a different. Maybe there's not a Chinese knockoff trading card problem. Oh, maybe there's another Biff.
Yeah. Newt has no idea what that means, but
but I think Yawachika about faces really quick, but then grabs Newt's hand and just begins to walk off with him hand in hand.
I think Newt does not entirely get what's going on just yet, so like lags for a moment, but then walks off with you.
Untitled, you were doing a little sort of Dada-esque performance to like open the way to the that wing of the gallery.
Yeah, well, it's sort of one of those things where the area around you becomes the Dada gallery at some point. As you go through doors, you have to open them somewhat randomly to find it, but there it is.
Nice.
So, if we're all chasing after alternate universe Jacqueline, I think that kind of works. If we all go after her, and we're opening doors trying to find it, then we might actually get to it.
Nice. So it kind of like, changes the gallery around you until you're in the Dada gallery.
Yeah, the paintings slowly become less and less sensible.
Very good. Very good. So Newt, what's the most kind of perplexing artwork that is manifesting in the Dada wing of the Forbidden Gallery here?
Oh, what would that be? I think there's just a room. No, I feel like that is too representative to be Dadaism. I feel like there is just a room with a lamp in it, and for some reason the lamp just always seems to be staring at you. It does not have eyes, but it seems to be staring at you.
Nice. A lamp that stares with no eyes.
Yes.
I see in the chat we have a minor bird that only speaks in BDSM safe
and
words.
that is not Dadaism. That is absurdist, but it's not Dada.
I feel like there are there are kind of curators' notes on the walls that and this very debate about whether these are absurdist or Dada is like playing out between the notes left by the old curator and the notes left by the new curator, as she like conspicuously turns her nose up at the minor bird while you're kind of taking in this new space. But yeah, in the corner of this Dada room, there is basically a large cardboard box, right? A big cardboard box, big enough that a large golem could like huddle inside of it, brooding. And she kind of points, and there's like a kind of audible like mechanical clink as she does so, right? Like her most like disdainful gesture has been activated here. She's like, there it is, his corner of shame.
I think I march up. I think I just march up to it.
Biff, you're marching up to it.
Just like marching up to it, and like, I sort of like, I think like give the side like a little kick.
You're just kicking the side of this cardboard box.
Yeah, it's like a little, not hard. I don't want to knock it over or like kick the person inside it like hard necessarily if there's a person or something in there. But I like it's like a kick. I'm like, come on, get out of there.
A side of the box bursts open, and a massive clay hand shoots out and just like clenches around your neck, Biff.
All right, now I'm going to do that thing. I I think there's a flash of light, and again, like I don't know that the glow ever quite left. There was like a faint. Maybe you couldn't see it through the eye patch, but the right eye still had that faint glow. I say, you will release me, and you will answer all of our questions. And when we're done, you will go back in your box.
Oof.
I just want to make sure I'm actually hitting the trigger with that. If not, I have. No,
Yeah.
I think that's it. And I mean, I am. There's all of the the sound effects and the light and the the flashes and the this is 100% the light and sound and fake glamour.
Yeah. Speaking your true and ancient voice.
Yeah.
And you're marking a ruin to take an 8 to 10 and unleash the dark.
I am. Yes.
What are you picking? You've got some options here. You can pick up to 4.
Yeah. Well, first of all, this time I am going to avoid reprisals, harm, or costs. I am going to get what I want from them, which I stated very clearly. I think. If it's too big an ask, we can limit that down a little bit more. But I was 5 things.
Release you, answer questions, go back in box.
Yeah. Gonna get past their defenses and inflict a condition. And I think all of that equals gaining the upper hand, so I might as well also gain the upper hand.
Yeah, that makes sense to me. I think for your fellow monsters, this is this is a real warrior mode Biff that you don't always see, right? Because sometimes Biff does the charm offensive in the field. The clay fingers release, the hand retracts, the box kind of rises, and now you see and Golem kind of shifts the box up, so it's just hanging out up on his back. He's this massive man of clay, a kind of mystic character inscribed on his forehead as he kind of takes you all in sullenly and says, "You remembered me after all, and so you come to kick my box and ask me some questions. Very well."
I step back and I turn to my companions and say, "You wanted to know some things?"
Untitled, do you have any burning questions?
Yes. So Untitled has been staring at the artist, who has been staring at the lamp. Which is very strange that the artist is not actually staring at Untitled for once. Considers that for a moment and then goes over to the golem. And yeah, I think Untitled is going to ask a litany of questions about where there were these agents brought in from Division. They were supposed to go through the process, the procedures to go through all the art and catalog it and scan all of the property tags, et cetera, et cetera. And I'm trying to figure out what he saw of it from his perspective.
Yeah, absolutely. To get kind of get the golem's perspective. Yeah, I think the golem starts to give you a sort of tediously detailed account of everything he's observed since he was relieved of curatorship and consigned himself to this corner. But we'll have you roll grasping keys to see if you can pull something useful out of it. Does that work for you? Unless you had a different move in mind.
I'll use 3 tokens. That brings me down to 2.
3 tokens on grasping keys.
Okay, there we go. Oh, that's a 6.
Oh,
What
you find-
happens on a 6 for grasping keys?
On a 7-, you find more than you were ready for. You may choose to mark ruin to uncover a key, but in doing so, the keeper will reveal how you come closer to becoming a harbinger.
I want to mark conditions. Okay, I will mark. Actually, I already marked one. I just forgot to do it. I will mark ruin.
All right. So, and as we kind of went over earlier, my interpretation here is that you still find more than you're ready for, but you manage to like get a key out of it by virtue of marking that ruin, right? So let's sort this out. I think the golem's giving this whole account, and like he kind of like reaches into the cardboard box and pulls something out, holding it like gently in his big clay hand. It appears to be the broken pieces of a mystical mandala mobile, right? Something that was clearly a artifact of protection, but it has now been smashed up and broken. And I'll drop that into the keys. He says, the agents destroyed this. Why would they destroy something beautiful? And you are marking ruin, Untitled. I mean, I think you are someone who appreciates art, right? And like you see your form like reflected in the broken bits of this mobile, and you kind of imagine what it would be like to break apart, perhaps after finally feeling again as the world comes to an end. Does that work for you with a little ruin tag?
Yeah, I like that.
Cool. You're distracted by this, however, and so I think the conversation with the golem has become the center of attention, and like kind of as everyone like leans in a moment to see what Untitled has received, and what he's piecing out, and that's when there's a triumphant cry from Vonda, and when you turn, you see she's grabbed that lamp, that lamp that seems to stare at you, and the light from it is starting to kind of surge around her. The new curator says, oh no, this is time," and like starts like furiously pressing a button on her wrist, and then she says, "That's not good. She's supposed to detonate. That's not good." Yawachika, I'm turning to you first. What do you do?
Oh, she's going to detonate.
I see. What
I am unleashing the darkness, I believe.
Okay.
I think with the cosmic powers of at his command, he's just going to I think like literally like begin replacing the light with darkness, trying to like summon up antimatter from the universe to literally as he can counteract what she's trying to do.
Nice. Antimatter, huh? That sounds safe. Yeah. Tell me, how much darkness are you spending on this thing?
Oh, there's no such thing as overkill. Let's go with 3.
All right. So roll with 3 as we see Vonda clearly trying to work something of her own here. As Yawachika, you turn and confront this woman. What did you roll there?
I got a 13.
Oh, okay. And this is Unleashing the Dark, huh?
Yes, so I will get to choose 2 total from my wonderful new power, but it will go horribly awry.
Yeah, okay. So even on you go too far, you get to choose 2?
Because of my new power, I am the darkness, or I believe, or
Your darkness is never leashed.
yeah.
Yeah, okay.
And so I get to pick one from that list and one from the Unleash the Dark list.
Got it. But the keeper describes an unintended consequence.
Yeah. And, just for the benefit of everyone, Vonda will tell us more than they wanted to. And from the basic move, I think... I will get past their... no, I will... I think the more fun thing is just to get past their defenses and inflict a condition. I don't want to get what I want to get what I want from them, but in character I don't.
Nice. That's perfect. Yeah. So like there's this like wizard lightning battle, right, of like darkness surging from you and like light surging from her, and it's like pushing back and forth, and then like there's a moment of the darkness ascendant where she's shoved back, slammed into a wall. She says, "My son, I'm so disappointed. I thought you were helping me when you sabotaged the collar, but I see you were just trying to kill me and couldn't do it properly." And she's going to push with a riposte, right? Surge of light, piercing through the darkness you've been sending, and it. You have a little symbiote.
I actually have a good idea if you, since I'm going to be missing the next game probably, if you don't mind.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, tell me your thought, because you didn't choose to avoid reprisals.
Yeah, maybe like that lamp glows, like the light from it like shatters the lamp. It pierces me. Then like of all the tattoos, all the tattoos turn into lamps. Then Yawachika does.
What? You turn into a lamp?
Yeah, I turn into the art.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. I'll look. We're coming to the end of the time. That certainly is a way to make an exit. Yeah, Yawachika. For a moment, you're suffused with light, and all of your tattoos are glowing like this entrancing lamp, and then you're a duplicate of this art piece, right? You kind of clatter to the ground. Newt. What do you do?
So what's happening to the person that Yawachika's was facing off against?
She's been blasted backwards. She's looking battered and disappointed, which is the condition she took. She's not mad, she's disappointed. But she's also revealed that Yawachika accidentally disabled her head exploding collar earlier. Of course, that means that it could be repaired if you needed it. That's what I wanted for her.
I guess the nice thing about fists is that they don't need magic to work. So I think I jump across the room shouting, and I punch her stupid face.
Yeah. Okay, so it sounds like you are unleashing the dark. And you're doing so with violence, so you immediately take 3 tokens, right?
Yeah, I also am feeling abandoned. So
as your maybe boyfriend turns into a lamp.
I'll mark another 4 and then spend 3.
Go ahead and roll to unleash the dark, as like she turns on you trying to pull up, she seems to be controlling this light as a weapon, but we'll see if she has any success using that against your
that's a 9
lizardy fists. That's the sweet spot, isn't it? What are you picking from Unleash the Dark?
I think I'm going to get past their defenses and inflict a condition and gain the upper hand for now. But I also am at 5 darkness.
So you are torn between your monstrous nature and your human heart. I think the curator like calls after you as you're like you're presumably like beating down on her with your monstrous fists for the blows you're inflicting, and you gain the upper hand like very pretty literally as she's like dropped to the ground here. But the curator calls after you. Do not damage her in an irreparable way. We still might have need of her.
Yeah, I mean, the nice thing about fists as well is that, I mean, if you punch hard enough, you don't need explosives to blow up a head.
Are you letting your monstrous nature show?
Yeah. And
it sounds like the damage your outburst is causing is lethal to Vonda.
I mean, if people are okay with that.
Yeah, that seems totally legit for the place where the story goes. Mark,
I'm only interested if there's something
something strangely artistic.
Well, also with death, right? If she actually dies.
Yes, because you have a close personal relationship with death.
Yeah.
And death like speaks.
I'm just double checking
if
there's anything like I have that triggers, if somebody dies nearby or anything. I don't think I've taken any of those moves.
No, but you are the shade, right? So it's kind of there's this built-in sense because you have to answer how death speaks to you, and it's in these artistic montages.
Right.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah.
Like, is death personified here, or is there like is death an intelligence that speaks to you, like, or is death communicating to you something else? I don't know what else it would be. I'm just like
the way we described it in the first session, and Greg, we can definitely retcon this as needed. But I think the way we described it when we chatted about this in character creation was that death might be an intelligence somewhere, but to you communicates in these like cryptic artistic images.
I mean, is it just a Jackson Pollock painting but with blood?
It might be in this instance, yeah.
I like the idea though that for Untitled there's like a little montage that like establish like basically as Vonda dies on the floor of this gallery under Newt's fists, Untitled gets this montage of her life, right? And like
I mean, I could be torn between here. Right, the torn between doesn't just have to trigger on that. It's any time that you're torn between your monstrous nature and your human heart, right? My human heart doesn't want her to die.
Yeah. Like especially as like the images of this montage pile up, and you see her own like upbringing and like bouncing from cult to cult, and like when she met Yawachika and like realized he was a kindred spirit, and her like from her perspective, genuine love for this young man that she felt she had to sacrifice to fulfill their glorious destiny, and her mix of relief and disappointment when the sacrifice didn't work as she expected, and he gained all this power. So like we'll say there's like strange black and white images and sped up sepia tone footage and whatever that like gives you this like flood of understanding. Untitled, do you feel torn between?
I do, and I'm going to conform to what society demands. I'm gonna burn all my darkness, and I'm gonna let her die.
Oh, wow!
Like actually die, right? Because I could like try and pull her and be in between like me and this art gallery, but I let her die.
So there's a moment where you feel like her like fleeing life is in your hands as like death gives you a choice, and you decide. You decide no, it's the end has come here. I'm not going to interfere. As you like release all that darkness, is there something visible about how Untitled kind of changes or like trans or like morphs at in this moment?
I'll leave that to Newt.
Huh. Newt, what do you see that's different about Untitled as you like, kind of catch your breath and look around at your compatriots?
And so this is Untitled becoming more monstrous, right?
No, more human.
More human. Oh,
human.
right. Okay, I see.
Diminishing his powers and conforming to what society demands.
Okay, I see.
The text of it torn between.
I think that like I think that like the first time I've seen you, like I don't think Untitled has noticed it, but are like tears coming from your eyes? Is this like the first time Untitled is actually like shed tears since like dying?
Right, because Untitled usually doesn't have that much of a body, but
Right.
enough of a body to shed tears at this moment.
Well, I think that like earlier I think someone saw like eyes and a face in Untitled's dark mass, right?
Yeah, for a moment. I like it. I like the
just
tears.
the briefest shape of a face. Yep.
I think the tears are good. Yeah. So a dead woman on the floor, supernatural light kind of slowly dispersing until all that's left is this lamp that was Yawachika mere moments ago, and 4 supernatural agents and a shocked automaton curator. The golem's less shocked. The golem's seen it all in this gallery in his days.
Yeah, I think I pick up the lamp and smash my way through a wall. Because I'm also not going to be here, so.
So Newt is just not sticking around for this.
Yeah.
Newt is taking the lamp that was Yawachika and just bursting out of there. I think that's, and like the last shot of this episode is like the others like looking back and forth, like, what do we do now? As they like stare through the like Newt shaped hole in the wall.
I do have like a post-credit scene, like after like this, like there's like I want there to be like that limbo, like that what the Doom Patrol was in the end of the first season, just that white room, and Yawachika's like Yawachika walks in off camera, and he like looks around, and the camera pans around and sees this like dot on the horizon. And he walks towards it. It's Nagel.
Nice, Yawachika and Nagel in this limbo. That's a great post-credit scene. Let's do our quick round of the end of session questions and then call this a night. So I feel marking XP for the folks who won't be here for the next time around is less significant, but the questions help us reflect a little bit. So starting with our folks who are heading out. Newt, did you express your monstrous nature and or your humanity? Newt, can you hear us?
Yeah. Can you not hear me?
I missed you for a second there.
I said, yeah, I think I did.
Great. Yeah. All right. Mark XP. We saw some monstrousness. We saw some humanity. Did you learn something significant about yourself and or your impending ruin?
Yeah, I did actually, with the whole alternate dimension coming through
and the fall of division being referenced. Yeah. Mark an XP for that. Did you learn something significant about a fellow monster?
I don't think I learned anything new of significance. I met Yawa's mom. Yeah, right. I forgot about that.
Mark, I'll give you that XP. Did you uncover at least one key of the apocalypse or attempt to unlock Doom's door?
Yes, yeah.
All right. A session crammed with incident. Yawachika, what about you? Did you express your monstrous nature and or your humanity?
I think I did both when I forced the consultant to be my therapist.
Did you learn something significant about yourself and or your impending ruin?
Yeah, apparently just one person has the power to make me feel like a child again.
Did you learn something significant about a fellow monster?
I think it's I'm learning that Biff seems to kind of be losing control, or at least there is a new side to him I did not see at the very least. You know, this is not charismatic Biff. This is just forward, like through everything.
Spearmaster Biff. Did you uncover at least one key of the apocalypse or attempt to unlock Doom's door?
Yes, I did.
All right, very good. Now to Untitled and Biff, who hopefully will be back to make use of this XP as well. Untitled, did you express your monstrous nature and/or your humanity?
Yes.
Mark XP.
Yeah, with the tears and all of that. Yeah.
We had tears in the rain. Did you learn something significant about yourself and/or your impending ruin?
I think so. With the dark painting, it's never spoken to me before.
Yeah, and you know what pulled you back from that was Biff touching you, and your kind of your physical form asserting itself for a moment. Yeah.
Right.
Did you learn something significant about a fellow monster?
Yeah, I learned that. I think I've picked up that Biff may have known me before, which was new.
That is new, and that is interesting information. Did you uncover at least one key of the apocalypse or attempt to unlock Doom's door?
I think I know I got at least one.
You got the voice coming out of the painting at least.
Yeah,
and
the
you
map.
got the multiverse map from director
and the broken mobile. I got 3 anyway.
I think Biff might have gotten the mobile. No, that was Untitled. Wow,
it certainly wasn't me.
On the job.
You kind of intimidated the golem, and then Untitled stepped in to ask questions and grasp that key. Very good. All right, Biff, did you express your monstrous nature and/or your humanity?
Oh yes, both.
Yeah,
but mostly my monstrous nature. A little bit of humanity.
There was more monster Biff this time, maybe because you're kind of ensconced away from the public in this this demented gallery, right?
That is part of it.
Part of it is you want to wrap up your ruin.
That was part of it too. A part of it, I think, is just Biff is this is not, the gallery is not a comfortable place for Biff. I think is the sort of bottom line.
Did you learn something significant about yourself or your impending ruin?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I think Biff was kind of closed off this session and was very just like, I don't think so.
Yeah, I mean, you had a moment of opening your heart to Untitled.
Right. So I think I learned something about Untitled in that moment.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So take XP for fellow monster.
But I'm not sure I learned. Like, I know I can be honest with people. I think that's not like a surprise to me. You can't be a good liar unless you know how to just tell the truth too in a certain way.
Yeah. Fair enough. Did you uncover at least one key of the apocalypse or attempt to unlock Doom's door?
I did not.
Okay, so you mark one ruin for that.
Yeah.
All right, very good. Thank you all for playing tonight. And for anyone who's watched along, thanks for joining us. We'll hopefully be back with more Empire City Apocalypse Keys, Unsleeping Metropolis. But till then, stay safe out there.